Hi guys, good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to the first class on costing. Basics of costing part 1. Okay, so we'll be just talking about the initial concepts, the basic concepts of costing so that you guys are able to quickly understand the basic stuff so that we can start with the advanced stuff from the upcoming classes. Okay, good afternoon guys, good afternoon. Welcome to the class. So this is the syllabus of costing that we have to complete, guys. Here we are having nature and function of costing, installation of cost accounting system, cost concepts related to income measurement, profit planning, cost control and decision making. So this is the basics. Okay, this part is nothing but the basics of costing. Then comes the method of costing. Now every industry is going to use different method, right? If you are manufacturing t-shirts, you are going to use a different method. If you are going to manufacture medicines, you are going to use a different method. If you are in service industry, you are going to use a different method, right? So that is why every industry is having a different methodology in order to compute the costing. So that's why you need to learn the methods of costing. So in methods of costing, we do have job costing, process costing, even the activity based costing, volume cost profit relationship as a tool of profit planning. And then we have some advanced topics like product and pricing decisions, whether to make a product or to buy it from the outside. So whether to manufacture this t-shirt or directly buy it from the outside, right? When to shut down the business, when to break even, how to calculate the break even point, stuff like that. Techniques of cost control and reduction. So there is a topic of cost control and reduction. What is the difference between cost control and reduction? So we are going to discuss it as well. Then budgeting, a very important tool for planning and control. Even the government is using budgeting. Every year they are releasing the budget. So in order to become a good accountant, you need to take care of the budgeting exercise as well. Standard costing and variance analysis. Let's suppose you thought that the expenditure will be 100 rupee, but the expenditure eventually was 110 rupees. So can I say that there is a variance of 10 rupee? Now you will try to ascertain the reasons of the variance, why there is a difference of this 10 rupee. Then comes the responsibility accounting and divisional performance measurement. Again, theoretical topic. Okay. So I can say your costing is 50% theory and 50% is practical. Okay. It's 50% theory, it's 50% practical. Sir, what kind of questions can come in the examination when it comes to numericals? So if I talk about numerical question, you can have question from process costing, activity based costing, right? Make or buy decision, shutdown decision, break even point, margin of safety. Now all these concepts are covered in your marginal costing. There is a chapter marginal costing, which is also called as decision making costing. Okay, which is also called as decision making costing. So you can get multiple questions from decision making costing, which is also your marginal costing. Okay, not just in your exam, in almost every exam, maximum number of numericals are coming from marginal costing. After that, you may get a small question from budgeting as well when it comes to numerical and standard costing as well. Okay. So your costing is 50% theory and 50% it is practical. Okay. So guys, we are going to start with the basics of costing. The very first thing, can you guys tell me what is the difference between price and value? What is the difference between price and how it is different from the term value? प्राइस इज कॉस्ट प्लस मार्जिन. ओके, प्राइस अमाउंट होता है, वैल्यू इज कॉस्ट ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट. Perfect. Zack Sky. Guys, price is what you pay and value is what you get in return. So if I buy this pen, it cost me 10 rupee. So that's the price of this product. That's the price of this product. But what value I am getting in the return? What value I am getting in the return? So let's suppose if I talk about this CCI course. Say for example, you paid 3000 rupees or 4000 rupees for this course, right? For example, so this is the price that you paid. How much value you will be getting in terms of knowledge? That is nothing but value, right? The real utility. The real utility. So price is what you pay, value is what you get. Acha, what is the difference between cost and costing? Any idea? How the word cost is different from the term costing? Now there are so many terminologies when it comes to the basics of costing. Now these terms can sometimes become confusing as well, so that's why upfront we can discuss about these confusing terminologies. Cost versus costing, what is the difference? प्रोडक्ट के एक्सपेंस को रिड्यूस करना हो, कॉस्टिंग है. ओके, कॉस्टिंग प्रोसेस ऑफ ascertaining cost. Very good, amazing. So guys, cost is nothing but the amount of resource that you are giving up, that you are giving up in exchange of some goods and service. So say for example, I want to buy this pen. I want to buy this pen. So this pen is a kind of goods for me, right? And in exchange, I have to give up some resource. So let's suppose I am paying 10 rupees. I am paying 10 rupees for this particular pen. So the cost of this pen becomes 10 rupee. The cost of this pen becomes 10 rupee. The resource that I have to exchange in order to acquire, in order to buy some goods or service. Whereas costing is a technique, it is a process of ascertaining the cost. How we arrived at the 10 rupee price? So I need to add material, labor, other expenses. In that manner, I have to arrive at the cost. So this process is called as costing. This process, there is a process, right? I should write it here. So how to calculate this 10 rupees? There is a particular process of it. This process or technique is called as costing. So please do remember, whenever we talk about costing, it is merely a process, it is a technique. Acha, what is the difference between cost accounting and cost accountancy? Two more confusing terminologies. Any idea? Cost accounting and cost accountancy. सेम ही लगती है, तभी तो कंफ्यूजन क्रिएट करती है एग्जाम में, राइट? इसीलिए तो हम पढ़ रहे हैं इनको. So cost, costing, cost accounting, cost accountancy. Guys, cost accounting is nothing but recording, classifying, allocating the expenditure for determining the cost of the product and service for the purpose of control and guidance of management. So it's nothing but doing accounting of costing records. It's nothing but doing the accounting of costing records. Whereas cost accountancy is a wider term. It is a subject itself, right? It refers to the application of costing and cost accounting principles, methods, and techniques. It is an art, it is a science. It is what? It is a art, it is a science, and it is a practice of cost accountants. It is a practice of cost accountants. Okay. So, cost accountancy is what cost accountants do. So, please do remember these terms, guys, important, right? These are some of the confusing terminologies which looks relatable, but they are different. Acha, there is a term cost leadership as well. Now, what is cost leadership? Cost leadership implies producing the goods and providing the services at lowest possible cost while maintaining the quality to gain better competitive price. Right? Now, if cost leadership, if we talk about the cost leadership, we can say that you are able to produce the goods and services at the lowest possible cost, and still you are able to maintain the quality. Still you are able to maintain the quality, and that is going to give you the leadership advantage in the market, right? If you are able to provide a cost, if you are able to provide a product or service at the lowest possible cost, at the highest possible quality, then you are going to become the market leader, right? So that's the meaning of cost leadership. Now, guys, there are so many terms in it. Like, the very first thing we do is cost ascertainment. First, we calculate the cost. After the calculation, we do the accounting. We do the accounting, right? And then we do the control part, because at the end of the day, nobody likes cost. Everybody loves to control it. Everybody loves to control it. Sir, but accounting to we are doing in that 11 a.m. morning class also. Then here you are again talking about cost accounting. Acha, can you guys tell me what kind of accounting we are learning in the morning 11 a.m. class every day? Is it the same as cost accounting, or is it something else? Which subject we are learning 11 a.m. morning every day? What is the name of the subject? Financial accounting. Yes, it is financial accounting, right? So 11 a.m. in the morning we learn financial accounting, and this time we are learning cost accounting. Abhi we are learning cost accounting, right? So there is a difference between financial accounting, cost accounting. At the same time, there's the term management accounting as well. So in today's class, we are going to also understand the difference between all the terms, like how financial accounting, cost accounting, and management accounting are different from each other, right? So these are the branches of accounting: financial, management, cost. Your commerce and accountancy, or your accounting, is also called as financial accounting. So here you are concerned about profit or loss, right? Preparing your financial statement. In cost accounting, you are concerned about ascertaining your cost, right? Calculating your cost. At the same time, at the same time, you are concerned about recording the elements of cost, right? Then what is management accounting? Do you guys have any idea, like, what is management accounting? Anyone? What's this management accounting? What this management accounting is all about? Difference between cost accounting and financial accounting is management accounting. No, dear, it's not a difference. It's definitely not the difference. Any other opinion? Decision making, yes, that's correct. So look, let's suppose Roshan is a manager. Roshan is a manager in the company. He's in the top level management of a company, right? So if I give him financial accounting, he has to read the balance sheets, P&L, everything. If I give him the cost accounting, only the costing related data is recorded here. So why not to prepare a management accounting? As the name says it all, we are doing this accounting for the purpose of decision making, so that the manager is able to make the decision. Right? Financial accounting is a public data, right? We have to ultimately publish the financial statements, P&L, balance sheet, just like Reliance Industries, Adani Enterprise, all are publishing their annual reports on their website. Cost accounting is your cost related data, but management accounting is only prepared for the purpose of making decisions. So it is simplified accounting which we are doing for the managers so that they can take better decisions, right? So they are quite analytical in nature, plus they are quite futuristic in nature, so that the managers are able to easily take the decisions, right guys? And these are some of the objectives of cost accounting. Why we do the cost accounting? The very first thing is we want to classify the cost. We want to calculate the cost, ascertain the cost. Why? Because ultimately we have to fix the selling price. If I know that, okay, in order to manufacture this pen, I need material worth rupees 5, I need labor worth rupees 4. So I know that my cost is 9 rupee. So this is the classification, material and labor. This is the ascertainment of cost. And now I need to add my profit, 1 rupee, in order to calculate my selling price, right? So this is fixation of selling price. Then we prepare the budgets. Then we implement budgetary control as well. Like we prepared the budget, okay, selling price will be 10 rupees. But the actual selling price is something different. So we compare it, that why is it that the selling price is different. Measurement and identification of means of increasing efficiency, how I can increase the efficiency. So the labor cost, instead of 4, it becomes 3 if we increase the efficiency. The material cost can be 4 rupees only instead of 5. How we can increase the efficiency, avoid wastage. Cost control and reduction, so it is also an objective of cost accounting, and this becomes the basis of managerial decision making. Now what is managerial decision making? It's a part in your marginal costing, okay? It's a part in your marginal costing, a very interesting chapter. So these are some of the guys objectives of cost accounting, okay? Then when it comes to scope of cost accounting almost includes everything like costing, cost accounting, analysis of cost, comparison of cost, cost control, cost reports. Now so many types of reports also we have to generate, and statutory compliances. There will be certain legal compliances as well, right? Certain companies are required to do the statutory compliance as well. सर नोट्स बनाना है क्या यूनिट 6 का? सो यार देखो, ये पर्सनल चॉइस होती है. मैं तो हमेशा बोलूंगा यस बनाना है. खुद का बनाया हुआ नोट्स हमेशा काम आता है, तो नोट्स तो डेफिनेटली बनाना ही है, राइट? इन द वेरी फर्स्ट स्ट्रैटेजी सेशन आई ऑलवेज से कि जब भी आप कुछ पढ़ रहे हो तो आप साथ में नोट्स बनाते जाओ, या फिर क्लास खत्म हो जाए जब रिवीजन कर रहे हो तो नोट्स बनाते जाओ. नोट्स नहीं बनाओगे तो कैसे याद रहेगा, राइट? नोट्स नहीं बनाओगे तो याद ही नहीं रहेगा. खुद के बनाए हुए नोट्स हमेशा याद रहते हैं. सो आई विल पर्सनली सजेस्ट टू एवरीवन कि आप short notes banao, right? You don't have to make detailed notes, but just make the short notes. Okay guys. अच्छा, कुछ इंटरनल यूजर्स होते हैं कॉस्टिंग डेटा के, कुछ एक्सटर्नल यूजर्स होते हैं. सम ऑफ द इंटरनल यूजर्स आर पॉलिसी मेकर्स, मैनेजर्स, employees. External user can be auditor, the one who is checking, shareholders, creditors, lenders, even the regulatory authorities, right, like the government. So these are some of the users. And when we talk about essentials or features of good cost accounting system, it should be flexible and adaptive. I can easily change it. So it's not so complex, right? It should be informative, at the same time it should be simple. Trust should be there, right? Whatever data we have calculated, the user should trust it. Integrated and inclusive, it should be integrated with each and everything. It should be inclusive enough to cover each and everything, every aspect of cost. It should be accurate and authentic, and uniformity and consistency should be there. It's not like that we are inconsistent, right? Whatever policies we are following, we have to follow them on a consistent basis. Now guys, let's discuss about the differences, right? Let's discuss about the differences between cost and management accounting. So we'll start with cost and management accounting. Guys, cost accounting, it's nothing but recording the cost, classifying the cost for the purpose of doing the accounting of it. Management accounting, the accounting that we do for the managers so that they are able to take effective decisions, so that they are able to make policies, so that they are able to make plans and strategies, right? That's management accounting. Guys, the most important thing is cost accounting is quantitative in nature. It is quantitative in nature, right? We are concerned about price, we are concerned about the quantity, whereas management accounting is quantitative. We record the numbers, plus it may be qualitative as well. Even if it is a non-financial data, even if it is a non-cost related data, still I can record it for management accounting, because the whole idea is it should enable to make better decisions for the managers, right? Ultimately the whole idea is we should be capable enough to make the decisions for the managers. So anything we can include in management accounting, there is no restriction. There is no restriction, right? Scope of cost accounting is narrow in nature, whereas management accounting is wider in nature, because management accounting may include data from different sources, like even financial accounting, cost accounting, tax planning, tax accounting. There can be multiple sources for management accounting. Why? Because the whole focus is we have to make accounting so that it enables to make you better decisions, right? So n number of sources can be there for management accounting. Acha, is there a specific procedure to do cost accounting? Yes, there are cost accounting standards. There are cost accounting standards. Luckily you guys don't have cost accounting standards in your course, okay? Otherwise we have to study the cost accounting standards as well for your exam, but they are not in your course, okay? So yes, you have to follow a particular process. Just like in accounting we have accounting standards, the way of doing accounting, right? In cost accounting there are rules and regulations that you need to follow, which are called as cost accounting standards. Sir, is there any kind of rule in management accounting? No, there is no rule at all. The whole idea is to make accounting data useful for the managers so that they are able to take better decisions, right? So there is no specific procedure of doing management accounting. You can do it in your own way. You can definitely do it in your own way. That is possible. Acha, when it comes to cost accounting, we are recording the past and the present data. We don't record the future data, right? Though we are doing some kind of planning related work and estimation related work in budgeting, when it comes to budgeting, though we record and present, though we record the data which is as of now available in present or is a past data, right, when it comes to cost accounting. But when we talk about management accounting, we can even record the future projection, like after 5 years how much profitability I am going to earn. I can include that analysis in management accounting. That's possible. So it focuses on analysis of future projection. So here we are not just concerned about past data, as well as futuristic data can also be there. So that's why the approach of cost accounting is historical in nature. Whereas when we talk about management accounting, it is futuristic in nature. It is futuristic in nature, right? So some of the important pointers I'm marking here, right? Even if you are covering these important pointers, it will be a very good coverage. You'll be getting the question from these pointers only in your exam. Okay. Interdependency. Who is dependent on what? Management accounting is dependent. Management accounting is completely dependent. First, you need to prepare financial accounts and cost accounts. Then the data will go to management accounts. Ultimately, you need financial accounting data and cost accounting data in order to make the management accounts. And that's why this is dependent. This is dependent on the data which we are able to gather from financial accounting and cost accounting, right? So cost accounting can definitely be installed without any other accounting, without management accounting, but management accounting cannot be installed without cost accounting. Management accounting cannot be installed without cost accounting, right? Then guys comes the difference between management accounting and financial accounting. Okay, broadly it is the same only. Broadly the difference is the same only. It's just like some of the key pointers are there which you need to understand. Users. The user of management accounting is always internal. It is only for the management. It is only for your management. It is only for the managers, right? But when it comes to financial accounting, everyone will be using it. So let's suppose Mr. Ambani ka financial accounting data is available on the website. Even you can download it. Even I can download it, right? So it's completely available free of cost. Financial accounting is for all the users. But when it comes to management accounting, do you think that Mr. Mukesh Ambani is going to share the management accounting related data with all of us? Definitely not. It's internal to the organization. It is only for the management, not for us, right? Acha, do we have a specific rule when it comes to management accounting? We don't have any specific rule. Do whatever is beneficial for the managers. Do whatever gives you the benefit in terms of making decision, right? That's management accounting. But when it comes to financial accounting, there are accounting standards. There are Indian accounting standards that you have to follow. So fixed rules and regulations are there in financial accounting, which is not there in the management accounting, right? Acha, nature of report. I told you that it can be qualitative as well. So management accounting can be qualitative, but financial accounting will always be recorded. The entries will be recorded considering the financial aspect. So we don't record the non-financial data. We don't record the non-financial data. Sir, what do you mean by non-financial data? I hired a CFO. I hired a CFO. That's a non-financial data. When I pay him the salary, that's the financial data, right? So hiring a chief financial officer is not at all a financial data, but when you pay him salary, it is the financial data, right? सर फाइनेंशियल अकाउंटिंग में एएस एंड इंडेस है क्या? डेफिनेटली है भाई, तुम्हारे सिलेबस के अंदर है, राइट? सिलेबस देखोगे तो तुमको अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स दिखेंगे. अब इंडियन अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स नहीं लिखा हुआ है एक्सप्लिसिटली, बट वी हैव टू कवर द बेस ऑफ इंडेस एज वेल. Okay, at least the basics of Indias, and I will definitely cover the Indias as well along with the accounting standard. Okay, so don't go too much detail into the don't try to go into too much details of Indian accounting standards. You just need to take the overview of it, and definitely yes, we have to cover it in detailed manner. Okay. Acha guys, then comes the publishing and auditing, another important point. Do I have to publish the management accounting data? Definitely not. I don't have to publish the management accounting data. Nobody publishes the management accounting data because it is only for the internal use. But financial accounting data, I have to publish it along with the annual report. Along with the annual report, I have to publish it. Right? Acha, is there any specific format for management accounting? No. But for financial accounting, yes, we do have. So in Companies Act, we have Schedule 3. right? So you need to make your balance sheet and P&L by following the schedule 3 only, right? As per the accounting standards, Indian accounting standards. So specific rules are there. Specific rules are there. And when we try to differentiate the cost accounting with the financial accounting, now guys, both are historical only. Both are historical only. Here we are doing the accounting of cost, and here we are doing the accounting of the financial transactions, right? So here we are cost specific in cost accounting, whereas in financial accounting, we are concerned about profitability, determining the correct financial position. So P&L account, balance sheet, profit loss is the whole objective, right? Whereas in cost accounting, here we are concerned about recording, classifying, summarizing the cost accounting data only. So only the cost accounting data is recorded here, right? Not each and every data. Format, definitely in cost accounting you have cost accounting standards. In financial accounting you have AS, you have Ind AS. So formats are prescribed. Formats are prescribed. Stock valuation is a very important pointer. Acha, can you guys tell me, in financial accounting, how should I value my stock or my inventory? How should I value my stock or inventory? So there is accounting standard 2 inventory. We'll be studying everything, right? So I'm just asking you the question because you already have done the BCom, right? You are already graduates, BCom graduates. So you know accounting standard 2, valuation of inventory. How we value the inventory, guys? How we value the inventory? Any idea, anyone? There is a specific rule. Very good. Very good, Priyanka. Cost or NRV, whichever is lower. Cost or NRV, whichever is lower. Acha, what about cost accounting? This is the rule of financial accounting, right? Because AS2 is related to financial accounting. This is the rule of accounting standard 2. But when it comes to cost accounting, we always value the inventory based on cost. Now, this is quite important because we have already learned that cost or NRV, whichever is lower. So when it comes to cost accounting, we again take the option cost and NRV, whichever is lower, which is completely wrong. In cost accounting, you will value the inventory on cost, not on net realizable value. But in financial accounting, we value the inventory based on accounting standard 2, which states that you need to record your inventory based on cost or NRV, whichever is low. Sir, what is NRV? How to calculate cost? That we will learn in accounting standard 2. Okay, that's a specific discussion that we are going to do in accounting standard 2. As of now, we are just learning the basics of costing, right? Acha, tell me this one. I'll be asking you some of the questions. Dash is defined as the technique and processes of ascertaining cost. Technique or process of ascertaining cost. Very easy question. I hope you all are able to answer it. Guys, technique and process is nothing but costing, right? technique and process is nothing but costing. Acha, financial accounting is useful both for internal and external user. True or false? Financial accounting is useful both for internal as well as external user. True or false? Definitely it is true. Okay, next one. Dash is defined as the art, as the science, practice of cost accountants. Ascertaining means calculation, right? जब हम कॉस्ट को निकाल रहे होते हैं तो हम क्या बोलते हैं, हम असर्टेन कर रहे हैं, निकाल रहे हैं. सो 5 + 4 इज इक्वल टू 9. दैट मीन्स असर्टेन कर रहे हैं, निकाल रहे हैं. Guys, here the correct answer is cost accountancy, right? Accountancy is the art, it is the science, and it is what the cost accountants do. Okay, so this is cost accountancy. Acha guys, now when it comes to classification of cost, there can be so many ways in which we can classify the cost. It can be based on nature or the elements like material, labor, other expense, overheads. Acha, do you know what is the meaning of overheads? What is the meaning of overhead? Have you guys ever heard about this term, overheads? That's correct. We call indirect cost as the overhead cost, right? So based on elements, we can classify it based on material, labor, other expense, overheads, right? Indirect cost. Then when it comes to functions, so we classify it based on direct material cost, direct employee cost, direct expense, production overhead, admin overhead, selling overhead, distribution overhead, research and development cost. So based on functions, we have bifurcated like what is my production function, what is the cost of my production department, what is the cost of my administration department, what is the cost of my selling department. So based on functions, we have classified it, right? Then comes the variability or the behavior of the cost, whether it will vary with the level of production or not. So it can be fixed, variable, and semi variable. So this concept we are going to study today, which is a very important concept for your examination. This becomes the very base of costing. Based on controllability, if we are able to control it, then we call it as controllable cost. If we are unable to control it, then we call it as uncontrollable cost. Based on normality, it is a normal cost or it is an abnormal cost. And cost for managerial decision making is nothing but your marginal cost that we are going to study in the respective chapter, right? So let's discuss about fixed cost and variable cost. First, let's discuss about fixed and variable cost. Then we can discuss about the semi-variable cost as well. So let's suppose I have taken this go down on rent. I have taken this go down on rent. The rent is 20,000 rupees per month. The rent is 20,000 rupee per month. So the landlord, do you think that the landlord care if I make 1 unit or 1,000 unit? Definitely not. So my cost will always be 20,000. My cost will be always be 20,000 whether I produce 0 units, whether I produce 100 units, 200 unit, 400 unit, 4,000 unit or 4 lakh unit. My cost will always be the same. My cost will always be the same because I can't avoid the rent payment. I can't say that okay, I have manufactured 10 units only, please take 10,000 rupee only from me. No, you have to pay the full rent, right? You have to pay the full rent. So can I say that it is a type of fixed cost? Whether you manufacture anything or not, it will always be there. It will always be there. Even if you are manufacturing nothing, 0 units, still you have to pay your fixed cost. So this is the graph of the fixed cost, a straight line, a straight line. But if I say that something is variable, that means the level of activity, in case the level of activity goes up, the cost will also go up. The cost will also go up. Sir, what do you mean by level of activity? Units manufactured is the level of activity. If I produce 0 units, the cost will also be 0. If I produce 100 units, the cost will accordingly be of 100 units. If I produce 200 units, the cost will be higher. 300 unit cost will be higher. 400 unit cost will be higher. The more I produce, the more will be the level of variable cost. Why? Let's suppose I manufacture this pen. So if I manufacture 100 pen, I need to arrange the plastic and ink for 100 pens. If I manufacture 1000 pen, I need to arrange the plastic and ink for 1000 pen. So more plastic will be required, more ink will be required, right? So when my units are going up, when my manufacturing activity or my level of activity goes up, my variable cost also go up. My variable cost also go up. In fixed cost, it doesn't matter what is my variable, what is my level of activity. Irrespective of the level of activity, your cost will always be fixed. But when it comes to variable cost, change in my level of activity will definitely change my cost, will definitely change my cost. So I hope this is clear, guys. Yes, if you want to manufacture more pen, you need more raw materials, so you need to do the expenditure, you need more labor, you need more ink, you need more plastic, right? More electricity. So this will be your variable cost, right? Then comes the total cost. Now total cost is nothing but your fixed cost plus your variable cost. So this is my variable cost, this is my fixed cost. If I add it up, I will be getting the total cost. I will be getting the total cost. Acha, tell me, if I have some variable, if I have some fixed cost, then can my total cost be zero ever? If I have a rent obligation, a fixed cost, or any other fixed cost, not just rent obligation, can my total cost be zero if I don't produce anything? Definitely not. Definitely not. Why? Because total cost is nothing but fixed cost plus variable cost. If you have fixed cost, it doesn't matter you produce 0 unit, still you have to incur 20,000 rupee. Still you have to incur 20,000 rupee, right? So the graph of your total cost will always starts from 20,000 rupee, which is your fixed cost. If you have fixed cost, the graph of your total cost will always start from the fixed cost. Because even if you manufacture 0 units, if you are not even manufacturing anything, still you have to pay the fixed cost. So have a look, the graph of variable cost is starting from 0. Why? Because if you don't manufacture anything, you don't have to pay anything. But total cost is equal to fixed cost plus variable cost. If you don't manufacture anything, your variable cost can be 0, but your fixed cost will be at least 20,000 rupees. So your total cost will become 20,000 rupee, even if you are not producing anything, right? The more you produce, the more will be your variable cost. So your total cost will also go up. The total cost will also go up, right? Now, guys, have a look. Have a look at this particular question. So let's suppose this is the number of units I am manufacturing. In January month, I am manufacturing 100 units. In February month, I am going to manufacture 140 unit. And this is the total cost. This is the total cost that I am having, which is inclusive of variable as well as fixed cost per unit. Okay. Can you guys tell me, is there any possibility that I can separate my variable cost and fixed cost? Acha, I'm just hiding it. Let's hide this one as of now. So say for example, on 100 units, I'm having a total cost of 260. So can you calculate on 140 units, how much should be the cost? How much should be the total cost? At 100 units, I'm incurring a cost of 260 rupees. So what should be the cost on 140 units? What should be the cost on 140 units? Quickly guys, everyone in the comment section. Your inactivity will create a lot of trouble for all of you in the examination. Mark my words, the more active you are in the classes, the better your score will be for sure. So Roshan Tejas 164. Definitely it's the pure theory of interpolation. Priyanka 364. That's correct. So ideally the cost should be 364. It should be 364. But have a look. As of now it is only 300. As of now it is only 300, not 364. So that means this is the total cost, not the variable cost. This is the total cost, not the variable cost. That means it is fixed cost plus variable cost. Had it been purely variable cost, the answer should be 364. The answer should be 364. Why? Because the more you produce, the higher will be your cost. If it is purely variable cost. Earlier I was producing 100 pen, so the plastic was consumed on 100 pen only. Now I produce 140 pen. So ideally the cost should be 364 now. I need the plastic for 140 pen now. But this is the total cost, not the variable cost in itself. Right? So there is a concept of semi-variable cost. There is a concept of semi-variable cost. Sir, what is semi-variable cost? That means a part of it is fixed cost, a part of it is variable cost. A part of it is fixed cost, a part of it is variable cost. Now the variable cost will only change when you increase the level of activity. The variable cost is only going to change when you increase the level of activity. The fixed cost will not change. If you produce 100 units or 140 units, the fixed cost will remain the same only. Right? So over to you guys. Tell me how we can segregate the variable cost and fixed cost. Can you calculate the variable cost per unit? Anyone? Just try to give it a shot. Can you calculate the variable cost per unit here for me? This is the total cost per unit. This is my total cost, okay? This is my total cost. I need to calculate the variable cost from it. Any possibility? Let's see who is able to answer it. I have told you the relationship. The more units I produce, the more cost it will be. The more cost it will be. Right? So here I am producing 40 units. And there is an additional cost of 40 rupees here. If I produce 40 units, the additional cost will be 40 rupees here. So can I say that 40 rupee cost is because I am producing 40 units? If I increase the number of units, the cost also goes up. So this is nothing but variable cost. So my variable cost per unit will be 1 rupees. will be 1 rupees, right? So how I have calculated it? Change in the amount of expense. This is the change in the amount of expense, 40 rupees. 40 rupees. Change in the quantity of output, change in units, 40 units divided by 40 units. Sir, why is it so? Array, your fixed cost will always be fixed. If you produce more pen, you need to just pay the variable cost, right? You just need to pay the variable cost. Sir, can you also tell me the fixed cost? Definitely yes. Now I can tell you anything. So if I produce 100 units, the total cost will be 260 rupees. The total cost will be 260 rupees. Now I know that total cost is nothing but variable cost plus fixed cost. I know the variable cost, it is 1 rupee per unit. So I have to produce 100 units. So 100 rupee will be my variable cost. 100 rupee will be my variable cost. So what will be my fixed cost? 260 is the total cost, 160 is the variable cost. Sorry, 100 is the variable cost. 160 will be my fixed cost. 160 will be my fixed cost. Don't believe me? Just try to do the same calculation on 140 units. Just try to do the same calculation on 140 units. If we do the same calculation on 140 units, let me do it for you. 140 units multiply, this is 140 units and I'm having total cost of 300 rupees. Great. So a part of it is variable cost, a part of it is fixed cost. What will be the variable cost? 140 units, I know that it is 1 rupee per unit. So 140 rupee will be my variable cost. What will be my fixed cost? 300 minus 140. Again, it will remain 160. I told you that it will never change. On 100 units also it is 160. On 140 units also it is 160 because it will not change. It will not change. It will remain the same only. It will remain the same only. Sir, can you give me some example of semi-variable cost? Your electricity bill. Don't use electricity this month. Still, you will be getting the bare minimum bill. Your telephone bill, your gas bill. There are some fixed charges in it. There are some fixed charges in it. Even if you don't use electricity, still you will be getting 400, 500 rupee worth of bill, 200, 300. Depending on whatever the electricity fixed charges are there in your state. Right? Telephone bill. The more calls you make, higher the bill amount. Nowadays we have unlimited plans, right? Nowadays we have unlimited plans, so it is fixed cost nowadays. But earlier, even if you don't make any calls, you need to give 100, 200 rupee. When you used to have landline telephones, I don't know whether you guys have seen the landline telephones or not. Whether you guys have seen the landline telephones. All the Gen Zs in the house. Yes. Now, when I was in class 10th, class 11th, class 12th, we used to have a landline phone. Nowadays, we don't have a landline phone, a wired connection. We all are using the mobile phones, right? But at that time, we don't used to have so many mobile phones. Then we had the smartphone mobile revolution, the Android revolution, which is still going on. Right? So these are some of the examples of semi-variable cost. Right? So guys, that's all from mine for today. Thank you so much for attending the session, and we'll be continuing our discussion related to basics of costing in the next upcoming class. Okay. Thank you so much, and one homework for your weekend. Whatever we have learned, you are going to revise it as of now. Right? So we are done with 2 classes of accounting, 1 classes of costing. I don't know about your other subjects. If your other subjects are also going on, please do the revision on this Saturday and Sunday. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. I'll conclude here. Take care. Have a great evening.